Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Steph from the High Moving Podcast. And man, oh man, Russell Wilson, the quarterback for the Denver Broncos, getting benched by Sean Payton is really kind of, it's a very sensitive, dicey topic here, and I definitely don't agree with the bench on Russell Wilson, but I also understand the business side of what the Broncos are doing because the new contract doesn't kick in till next year, and they want to get off the hooks for that and try to minimize the cap damage. But who are you gonna get? Sean Payton came out of retirement to coach his Denver Broncos team, okay, and he comes in wanting to make changes. Russell Wilson, doesn't even have an office, all this other stuff. He is going to establish law and order and try to, seize control like he did when he was the head coach of the New Orleans Saints and he had Drew Brees, right? But you are in somewhat of a rebuild situation, all right? They got rid of Nathaniel Hackett. Sean Payton came onto the scene saying this was one of the worst coaching jobs ever, and he a few weeks later, he gets beat by 50. The Miami Dolphins hangs 70 on their head, right? Not looking good. Hey, look, Russell Wilson, listen, his stats is pretty good. He has 20 plus interceptions and 20 plus touchdowns, 26 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Okay, he doesn't have the gaudy numbers, but Russell Wilson is definitely not the problem here, right? I mean, early in the season, Denver Broncos struggled defensively, right? Sean Payton, you're the head coach. I know he's an offensive guy, but again, you're in charge of the entire team. Where's his same fire, aggressive attitude you have towards Russell Wilson, towards the defensive side of the ball with your staff, right? So Ryan Clark addresses it in a fiery manner, man. I got to tell you, man, this was one of the better takes, and he goes for the jugular for Sean Payton, right? So he says this, right? I'm not going to play the video. Don't want to get copyright strikes. Sorry, guys. But, he says this, let's be honest, Sean Payton has behaved as a thug since he became the coach of Denver Broncos. Immediately when he gets in the building, he starts to undercut Russell Wilson personally and professionally. From his first press conference on, Ryan Clark says on Get Up this morning, right? And Ryan Clark goes on to say, look, man, Russell Wilson has maintained his professionalism throughout this entire ordeal, dealing with Sean Payton's attitude, berating him on the sideline, all those things, right? And Russell Wilson has, whether you like Russell Wilson, whether you think he's a little phony, kissing babies, all this type of stuff, he may seem a little cheesy, Broncos, let's ride, when he was Seattle Seahawks, let's go Seahawks, whatever he said, right? But no, Russell Wilson is a decent quarterback, you know what I'm saying? And I don't look at it as him being the problem there. I look at it as a financial situation, okay, cool, but it seemed like Sean Payton was really trying to disrupt and agitate Russell Wilson, throw him under the bus. You didn't see these sideline tirades when he had Drew Brees, right? But for some reason, when it comes to Russell Wilson, he wants to do that. And Ryan Clark also says, listen, man, he's glad that Russell was how Russell Wilson is. He's lucky. Sean Payton's lucky to have Russell Wilson, and because if it was the wrong guy, it could have been some serious problems, right? So, look, man, I appreciate Ryan Clark sticking up for Russell Wilson because, these coaches tend to get away with a lot of stuff. They talking sideways, talking crazy. They can act any kind of way they want to act on the sidelines. They want to take shots at players. And he was also saying as well, too, is that, look, I get it. Russell Wilson, having the office, and there's certain things that it was kind of weird, but the star quarterback, of a franchise is definitely treated differently. Star players on any sports team is treated differently, right? All right, he is the draw, number one, and also he is your main talent and main difference maker for your team in the deciding factor of winning and losing ball games, right? So, look, Sean Payton gets a lot of credit for his championship run, or that championship that he won in New Orleans, and he's a good coach. Nothing to take away from him. Right, but how long are you going to live off of that, right? The team was starting to win games. Russell Wilson was putting some things together. Okay, they had a hiccup against the Patriots. It's the NFL. They should have won that game to stay in playoff contention. They technically still are, but you can't put that all on Russ, right? So, and Ryan Clark goes hard on Sean Payton, saying, man, for the Walton family, whatever, it's like, yo, I don't want you got to start considering, do you want someone like a Sean Payton representing your organization? Maybe they do. Maybe they like, Sean Payton's cup of tea. But going forward, though, and when players around the league see this, Do they really want to come play for the Denver Broncos? I know money talks, and maybe if the bag is good enough, they'll go there and play. But for Sean Payton, man, I mean, when he started out the season, just seemed very arrogant, very cocky. You know what I'm saying? The way he roasted Nathaniel Hackett and everything like that, and then turn around and get beat down by the Dolphins. I mean, it just didn't start well, right? You know, just digging into rust. It looked very unprofessional from Sean Payton's standpoint. Will this come back to bite him in the rear end? We shall see going forward. Anyways, guys, let me know what y'all think about all this. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe. I'm out.